My dear friends, welcome to Rajashekar classes on applied data science with Python. This is lecture number 152. In this lecture, we will try to understand confidence interval approach to two-tailed about population mean. Let me consider the same problem which we discussed in previous class. Let me read this problem. Assume that sample of 30 milk cartons. What is my sample size? Small n, that is 30. Sample mean of 505 ml. What is my sample mean? X bar equal to 505 ml. The population standard deviation is 10 ml. Sigma square is variance. Sigma is population standard deviation, that is 10 ml. Perform a hypothesis test at 0.03 level of significance. Alpha equal to 0.03. Population mean. What is my population mean? Mu equal to 500. And to help determine whether the filling process should continue operating or to be stopped and corrected. This problem I already discussed about null hypothesis and also alternative hypothesis. What is null hypothesis? Null hypothesis means you must maintain status quo. In this context, in this problem, my H0 is null hypothesis. My status quo is mu equal to 500. What about my alternative hypothesis H1? I already discussed in previous lecture. H1 is mu not equal to 500. Now we will try to develop confidence interval. Select a sample, collect a sample or select a simple random sample from the population and use the value of sample mean. Try to make use x bar. X bar is sample mean. Use the value of x bar, that is sample mean, to develop the confidence interval for population mean. That's important. We are constructing confidence interval CI. For whom? For population mean with the help of sample mean, that is x bar. Just collect one simple random sample from the population and use the value of sample mean x bar to develop confidence interval for population mean. How can I reject? What is a rejection rule? If the confidence interval contains, anyway, how to construct confidence interval we will try to understand after few seconds. If the confidence interval contains the hypothesized value 500, what is our assumption? Mu equal 500. If your confidence interval contains this hypothesized value 500, do not reject H0. Do not reject H0, isn't it? Anyway, we will try to understand. First, try to construct confidence interval. Just check whether 500 is present inside. If it is inside, do not reject H0. Otherwise, what does it mean? Otherwise means if it's not inside that interval, just what you have to do, I must reject H0. Reject H0. Simple. Construct confidence interval. Just check this mu value is inside the interval or outside the interval. If it is inside, do not reject. If it is outside, just reject it. Nothing more than that. Now, we will try to understand formula for confidence interval. How we are going to construct this confidence interval. We know one famous formula. What is our formula? Z equal to x bar minus mu by sigma by root n. Just if you cross multiply, what will you get? Z into sigma by root n equal to x bar minus mu. What is your mu? Mu equal to x bar minus z sigma by root n. What you have to do here, just we have to express this in the form of limits. You have to adjust them. What are the possible limits? This upper limit will be x bar plus z into sigma by root n. My lower limit is x bar minus z into sigma by root n. Otherwise, I can rewritten as x bar plus or minus z into sigma by root n. If I take minus sign, I will get lower limit. If I take plus sign, I will get upper limit, isn't it? I can say this is the formula for your confidence interval. Confidence interval means it can have endpoints. What is the significance of these endpoints? We will try to understand. Let me say this is my lower limit, this is my upper limit. In this interval, means inside this interval, not endpoints, inside the interval. In this interval, if the assumed mean in this problem, assumed mean mu equal 500. In this interval, if the assumed mean is lying, you have to accept. If it lies, accept H naught, means null hypothesis. Otherwise, if it does not contain this, means your population mean is not inside this interval. Otherwise, just what you have to do? You have to reject H naught. After constructing confidence interval, just check whether your mu is inside. If it is inside, accept. Otherwise, just reject, isn't it? Actually, H naught should be rejected if mu naught happens to be equal to one of the endpoints. What does it mean? I will repeat. I am talking about endpoints of the interval. Actually, H naught should be rejected. Concept is H naught should be rejected. When one can reject H naught, just see H naught should be rejected if mu naught happens to be equal to one of the endpoints of the confidence interval. If your mu naught coincides with any one of the endpoint of the confidence interval, I can say H naught is rejected. Now you see that which I have explained in previous slide, that is plus or minus z alpha by 2. I can write your confidence interval as x. If I take minus sign, I will get lower limit. If I take plus sign, I will get upper limit. I need 97% confidence interval. 90% confidence interval means what is my level of significance? Confidence interval is 1 minus alpha. That is 97%, which is equal to 0.97. That is 1 minus alpha. 1 minus alpha is confidence interval. Alpha equal 1 minus 0.97. That is essentially 0.03. That is my alpha value. I already discussed alpha in my previous lecture. In question itself, he is saying alpha equal 0.03. Isn't it? It's nothing new. It's not new, isn't it? Now, let me construct. How can I construct this interval? Just see this formula. X bar plus or minus z alpha by 2 into sigma by root n. I already discussed in first slide itself. What is x bar in given problem? X bar is, otherwise I will write in given question, my x bar is 505, my mu is 500, my sigma is 10, my n equal to 3, alpha equal to 0.03. These are the given values in question. Just I am substituting. If I substitute, what is my x bar? 505. Z alpha by 2 I already discussed in previous lecture. How will I get? Starts dot norm dot ppf of alpha by 2. It's two-tailed test. Here alpha is 0.03. Alpha by 2 means 0.03 by 2. That is 0.015. Isn't it? You have to find starts dot now. On left hand side you will get plus 2.17. On right hand side you will get minus plus 2.17 right hand side, minus 2.17 on left hand side. That is z alpha by 2. Sigma we know that 10, n is sample size 30. that is plus or minus. Just take minus first, this is lower limit, take plus, this is upper limit. Now what is my mu? Mu equal to 500. Is it inside this interval? That you have to check, isn't it? What are the here? Because the hypothesis value for the population mean your mu naught equal to 500 ml, isn't it? 500 mu naught equal to 500 ml is not in this interval. What is my interval? What is my lower limit? Let me say this is lower limit, this is upper limit. What is the value of lower limit? 501.03814. This is the lower limit. What is my upper limit? 508.96186. What is my mu naught? Fine. Is it inside, in between 501 point? No, it's not in between. If it is not in between, what you have to do? I must reject H naught. That's the conclusion, isn't it? Reject H naught in the sense, reject null hypothesis. In this interval, we are not able to capture 500, isn't it? Are we able to capture 500 in between 501.0384 and 508.916? No, you cannot capture 500. So we have to reject null hypothesis. In this interval, we are not able to capture 500. So we have to reject H naught. We have to reject null hypothesis. I already discussed p-value approach and critical value approach. Now we discussed confidence interval approach. In all these three methods, final results is same, end results is same. That is, we have rejected H naught in these three cases. In my next class, I will try to spend time on T statistics. Thank you very much.